Hello everybody, it's your boy Honk. We are back once again with the Revolt Racing League Season 2, Division 2, Week 6. We're here with the strategy session, and we'll basically be hopping straight into it. I've got a little bit of a pre-show planned. Congratulations to our two first place, Urak and Ama. We've also got Rod in the chat as well. Welcome in, y'all. We will be hopping into our matches shortly. But we've got some stats to start off. Originally, we had TT dominating this session, this division rather, and in a way, he still is. 3 first place finishes. It's much more than most other competitors in, I think, every other division. I think he's got the most first places out of anybody. But he has not showed up to 2 of the sessions. Now keep in mind, if you don't show up to more than 3 sessions, then there will start to be problems, some serious problems with your scores, because you're going to have 0 points for a week. So TT, using those absences, he's got 1 more to go that he can use. Welcome in, everybody. We got Kilobars, we got Walele, we got Pokers, we got Famous, Power 8 Lampert. So, looking at these overall standings, Super headed off of a hot streak on 25 points on Featured, also had 20 points in my race. Didn't have the best circuit session, but we're in for strategy session. Stock cars and a whole lot of them. I guess we can go ahead and hop straight into what is the strategy session. Now, I am booting my game right now, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bit late, but we've got IO sessions still finishing up, so should be fine. So, to explain for the people who have not seen the strategy session before, we're going to be having 10 races on 10 with 10 different cars on 10 different tracks as well. And you can use 2 car classes. I'm sorry, I'm doing an absolutely horrible job at explaining this if you have not seen the session. So you can take 2 cars from each car class. So you can have 2 rookies, 2 amateurs, 2 advanced, 2 semi-pro, 2 pro. That adds up to 10. You can only use each car 1 time. So you can't have 2 Sprinter XLs for your 2 rookies, or 2 Fast Slugs if you're kind of crazy like that. You can only have 1 Fast Slug and 1 Sprinter XL. To get y'all the track list, I think we should be hopping in soon. I have a notification, so... Okay, the lobby is open. We've got Zyno, Urak, Rod, Pokers, Ashen Forest, Epsima, TT, Taco, Copysoft. Some more joining. So, track list. Moon Dawn Reverse to start us off. Library, Urban X, The Great Silence, Casino RV is going to be the front half of tracks. Now keep in mind, pickups are off for all tracks. Will we see a Dust Mite? Will we see a Pest Control? How we doing, Nick? How we doing, Steez? Okay, I'll show you all the lobby view. Well, I didn't cover the standings too much, so we can talk about those a little bit. We had Epsima getting 20 points, so he got a pretty big boost. Feeling pretty competitive once again for him. Ashen has been strong and steady, and he's once again at another session, giving him as many possible results as he can get. Hopefully going to make it to all 10. IO's lobby was running late, so he's still got people joining in. Wurzel I've expected more out of Wurzel. We'll see if Wurzel can bring some more. Okay, we can head into our lobby. I'm doing great. I'm going to continue to do better as the session progresses. The first few tracks of the strategy session, kind of everything up in the air. You don't have too much clarity on what's going on. But as the session progresses, it's really a special type of session. Because you get to say, well, this person is ahead. An important clarification. Scoring is not done by the position you place. Scoring is done by total race time. So someone may be a minute ahead into the final 2 races, but maybe that person only has rookies left, and the other person in second place only has pros left, or semi-pros left. So we can see those types of situations where someone's got, the mental lead, but in reality, is that lead real, or is that just an illusion based on the way they chose their cars? Yes, we've got Ryals representing India. India, very cool, because it has it's not a full hour difference. It's got a 30-minute time difference. So if it's like 19 UTC, it's gonna be like something 30 for India, which just is like the most awkward. They were like, what's the most awkward time zone thing that we could possibly maneuver? And they're like, let's go for the 30. Okay, so we got everybody joining in. Exactly, we got the Toyekas full of force. Something that we saw one of the racers do, I think it was Jeromu, was he basically calculated total track time for each track. Total track distance. So like he would take the overall distance of 1 lap on Moon Dawn Reverse, and then he would multiply it by the lap count, so 3 in this case. And I think he found, he was like, whatever the longest 2 tracks are, I'm going to use pros on those, and go lower and lower until rookies on the lowest total distance, which is an interesting way of doing it. You do have to consider things like top speed. Some cars are going to be benefiting much regardless of car class. There are definitely some specialist cars even in stocks. So we did have Marquito dropping out of the league entirely, which is unfortunate. Shout out to Marquito, taking a break from Revolt. Those wacky toy cars and their wacky pickups, they'll get you. They will get you. I think we're also waiting for Super, who is our overall leader, but he's not here today. Prediction! Let's do a prediction. Good call. You don't have to type it in chat. I respect all of y'all doing that, but I really can't emphasize enough that you probably don't need to do that. So I'll go ahead and just start the prediction here. So do we want to do who will win the who will win the session? I don't know. That's I don't know. If we do who will win the session, we can't do another prediction after that. Fuck. Okay, so we'll just do it anyways. Are we good with just one prediction today, or do we want to do specific track? If we do specific track predictions, it won't come out very well anyways. I'm gonna do it like this, and then if we end up not liking it, then I'll just refund. Since we didn't have a lot of time, I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes, since it won't matter who finishes this one necessarily. Okay, we got a couple extras though. Wurzel, ROG. Oh, how can I fit the people in? I'm sorry, if you're at the very bottom of the list, I'm gonna have to cut you off here. We got CopySoft. Sorry, CopySoft. And I think Zyno is our other, yeah. We got ROG. We got Wurzel. I'll give y'all 2 minutes. If we don't like it, then we can just undo. We can just refund. But we'll give a go at it. All right. Okay, so I think we're ready. Yeah. I gotta pull up the points thingy, but we are ready. And I'm not gonna mess it up this time because I know how to mess it up, so I'm not gonna mess it up. It's that simple. Honk refund alicious. Let's go, Amma. I like that. Big refund fan here. Probably sound is a bit loud right now, I would imagine. Give me just a second here. Okay, so keep in mind the current predictions for who will win the session. Okay, let me know sound is good, y'all, but I think that should be pretty good. Urak leading. Thank you, Steez. Okay, CopySoft Pokers. So our Toyekas, unsurprisingly, in the lead. We got a number of people getting Toyeka out of the way. Moon Dawn Reverse, a very tricky track. Could be good to just go ahead and use the Toyeka and get some value out of it, I suppose. I can't think of any other tracks that would be more useful at, although we can check that in the break. Maybe y'all can give some insight on what y'all would use Toyeka at. Where would y'all save your Toyeka pick for? In the meantime, we got TT. He's in 7th place, trailing ROG. But as Zyno fails and Urak fails the Moon section, we've got Toyekas who are going to be quite close to these Adions. In fact, Zyno falling behind one of the Adions. I'm going to flip back just a little bit more, y'all. I won't be flipping this much in general, but I do want to see how everyone's doing. We got Rod and the Adion pretty close to the other Adions and Zyno. We actually have Epsma in the Aquasonic, and he is keeping it close to the Adion. So I would say out of everybody in this lobby right now, Epsma actually might be doing the best. We got Ashen 100 meters back, but he's on a rookie, and he's beating Taco, who's also on a rookie. So flipping back towards the front, we've got our trio of Toyekas. CopySoft, Pokers, Wurzel is the order. And we've only got 3 laps here. Okay, so continuing to flip through a bit. Toyeka gang has fully recovered. All 5 Toyekas holding the top 5 spots, but there is TT leading the liege of Adions. And in fact, I would say TT is doing very well for himself, all things considered. Now, that being said, Adion is a semi-pro. The red, it's going to be this red car for those of you not in the know. But it's actually quite competitive with pro cars. Like, it can get wins sometimes and pickups on lobbies. Just, of course, it would rely on some pickups luck in that instance. But Adion is actually quite competitive. Now with pickups off and with these being, really good racers, I'm much more hesitant to say that Adion could do something like go toe to toe with Toyeka. In fact, I would not say that. But the Adion is not going to be particularly disadvantaged. And I think it is a really good pick for somewhere like Moondon, where you want traction, you want to be able to control through those little bumps and ROG falling off the track. And our Aquasonic here by Epsima, keeping it 80 meters behind our closest Adion in ROG. And again, Aquasonic, I was hesitant to say, I'm like 90% sure it's advanced, but I'm wondering if that's IO rating, if there's any difference between IO and stock rating with the Aquasonic. Something to keep in mind while we're just in the preliminary races here, so I am going to cover some of the background details that maybe I missed during the pre-show. But the ratings are based on their acclaimed stock rating. They're not based on the IO rating. So Dr. Grudge, RC Bandit, both count as rookies, etc. NY54 is a class down, or I'm sorry, class up. In IO, it got put a class down because it's just that bad. In the meantime, on the screen, we've got ROD versus ROG. ROG failing, and headed back to look at the Toyekas as they finish up their last lap. Poker's with a slight error in the moon section, but Wurzel is apparently going to mirror that. We've got Urak passing him up. Fight for third. All in all, a good first race. Not much more that you could ask for. I really hope that we've got the chart that's going to be updated to show us what car classes are remaining. That would be super useful. I'm not sure if it's possible. Wurzel beats Urak. Now, keep in mind, the position doesn't matter. It's just total race time, but Wurzel styling on Urak there at the very end, dipping down into the grass, and Urak, I don't know if he collided with the pole or what happened there. But Wurzel does steal a position. Not that it matters, but Epsima, even on the lap 3, he's still keeping it within 100 meters, less than 100 meters away from the Adions. That is no small feat for a lowly Aquasonic. Okay, I am going to go ahead and message ROD. Okay, we're going to go ahead and give our scores thingamajig a go. I have to be very careful not to exit the game. Yeah, now, like I said, now that I know what it is, now that I know that can happen, I'm less likely for it to happen. It could still happen, though. I will say, it could still happen. Give me just, okay, this one, okay. Okay, so our predictions ended. What did y'all think? Because no one said anything about the predictions. Do we like the overall predictions, or do we want race predictions? Do y'all want me to... Because the issue with race predictions on the strategy session is you can just look at what class they are and then say, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to say the Hama is going to win this one because it's the only pro. So I think we kind of have to do overall standings. I do see we've got a couple different predictions. I think they're all for 6. Is that, did everybody predict? If everybody predicted TT, then obviously it doesn't matter what is done. No, we did have different predictions. We got some for Esteban, some for Ash, and some for Urak. 5.1 thousand total on TT, but that's fine because if he does get dethroned, we got some people that are going to be getting rich. And also, chat, please keep in mind, besides the question about what track you would use the Toyeka on, also keep in mind if there's anything that would be fun to be able to use your channel points on. Obviously, here we mostly do commentary, so I can't really be like, I can't give y'all something that derails the stream. You know, but maybe there could be something that we could come up with. There's got to be a couple of things. So be thinking about that. Voice messages. See, that's what I'm worried about. Are you talking about like voice, like you text it, like you text it, like you type it, and then like the robot voice says it, like that type of thing? Text to speech. I like that one, Anson. What do you mean donations? We have donations available. Donations are available presently. We've got them located at a couple spots in the bio. Hey, Sporting Disc. So good to have you chatting here, man. I am gonna have to ban you indefinitely. Thank you, mods. Quick mods. Let's hop into the library. And y'all didn't get to see the cars. It was only me that got to see the cars. We got a lot of rookies. A lot of rookies. We got a Candy Pebbles and we've got a Humma. And those are all of the picks. But yeah, a whole lot of rookies too, Candy Pebbles. Y'all are funny. Okay, let's see. The Humma, driven by Taco. Gonna be seeking to break away from the pack quite quickly. Not handling the staircase especially well. But it is a tricky spot for the Humma. A lot of speed control there and tripped up through the vent, and we've got an RC Bandit 25 meters away from our resident Humma. Urak driving like a maniac in that RC Bandit, beating two Candy Pebbles, which are amateur vehicles. Action using Stingox's personal skin. Huh. Okay, the Wurzel does manage to get around that Dr. Grudge. Rod didn't have anything too major of a wreck, but a definite wreck. Oh, okay. Oh, I see it. Stingox. I didn't even notice that that's what it was. Okay, lap 3 of 6, so we actually have a lot of time here. Keep in mind, those rookies not going to be moving particularly quickly. We do have Copysoft moving up 2, and that could be maybe the main draw to picking this Candy Pebbles over a rookie here on Library, is that it's easier to make that book shortcut, which is quite nice. But we did see that these cars are capable of doing it. If I was picking the rookies, I would be picking RC Bandit and Dr. Grudge 100% without thinking about it. But we do have a Harvester I can check on who that Harvester exactly is, but in the meantime, Copysoft breaking away from both the Candy Pebbles have broken away from the pack of rookies. We've got Urek and Rod, TT and the Harvester nearby. TT out in 6, so holding on quite effectively, and Rod Rex leading into the jump. Urek fails the shortcut, and so they are both going to get passed up by TT with some smooth harvesting, making me eat my words about never choosing Harvester. Behind him, we've got ROG, Ashen Forest, with that Fat Slug RC Bandit skin, the Esteban in the Sprinter XL, and Epsima, another Harvester, Poker's RC Bandit. And they're all tightly grouped. Zyno a bit of a ways back with that Sprinter XL choice. Meantime, Taco has broken away from the pack, finally, 110 meters away from the rest of the competition. Wurzel and Copysoft duking it out. Copysoft has gotten a lot of ground on Wurzel. Copysoft trying to make some big money moves with that Candy Pebbles, and indeed he does, breaking away from Wurzel, at least for the moment. Just some smooth harvesting, farmer style. I would be inclined to agree with you, Lampert. Only able to get 100 meters on amateur class cars with that pro choice. The Humma is indeed not paying off. I do like the idea, because if you're the only pro and everyone else is on shitty cars, you can immediately break away from the pack and just time trial it. Speaking of time trialing, TT would be restarting his lap if he was time trialing, because that was a vent error. Now, out of all the vent errors that you could have, Rex in the vent, that was probably the least impactful one that he could have hoped for, so that's good. But Rod does manage to pass him up there side by side, headed into the book cut, but thankfully that book is so damn wide that 2 RC cars can jump on it at the same time. Now that's a knowledgeable book. So we are here on the final lap. Let's see, did Taco manage to break away? No, he did not at all. Copysoft and Wurzel gonna be riding smooth through the vent, and I'll be sure to catch everybody in this vent because it's so impactful. They both drive up and on the outside. We got ROD and TT headed for it. Okay, looking decent. Urek. Taco saying easy. At least he's got a sense of humor about it. Urek, Ashen, 6th, 7th. Epsima, Esteban, 8th, 9th. ROG, Pokers, and Zyno not able to make anything happen with Sprinter XL. Rough initial battle, or initial race for Zyno here. Okay, y'all. So we do have 8 tracks remaining. We just got through the library. Up next, we've got Urban X, followed by The Great Silence, Casino RV, Helios, Home 2, Subway 2, Radioactive Garden, Toy World 3. Now, I'm personally thinking, where would my Toyeka get played? Probably Helios. I really like Helios. I feel very comfortable on Helios. I feel like I could use Toyeka. Oh no, y'all, I just remembered. Okay, so I'm just going to apologize in advance for this. I'm the only one keeping track of scores, so I can't lead this lobby. But just so you know, my Subway 2 is still the bugged version because it was in my local folder still. So we're going to have cars driving through some boxes on Subway 2. It's not a huge deal, and I've got to keep the scores so I can't disconnect from this lobby. But just letting you know ahead of time, in about 6 laps from now, 6 tracks from now, we're gonna have some craziness in the Subway. And we got a lot of Cougars coming out. Okay, so I was wondering what people wanted to choose for their second pro pick. Indeed, Powerade, I will. But I was wondering like Panga maybe it's too crazy, AMW is too troll, Humma is best in pickups on. So I was wondering if Cougar was going to be the go-to for people's secondary pros. And we do see 4 Cougars coming out in Urban X. We've got a couple Toyekas, TT Esteban on the Toyekas, R6 Turbo for Taco, Zipper for Copysoft, and another R6 Turbo out of Wurzel, and another Zipper out of ROG. Cougar on the, or Urak on the Cougar to finish us off. Now I do have our second, I can go ahead and throw this on the screen really quick. I don't have updated scores right now, but I can pull up, wait, let me make sure I did that right. I can pull up the car list for just a second, since we do only have a moment before we hop into the next one. So ignore those, I'll take them off the screen. We've got a lot of racers getting their rookies out of the way. A couple amateurs, a couple semi-pros, no advanced. So our first advanced are going to be coming out on Urban X. The Aquasonic by Epsima, putting in work. Couple Adions. All right, so we'll go ahead and head back in. Oh, in fact, I've got the next race cars available right now too. I think we're gonna be jumping into the race, so I didn't show it for a second though. Ashen getting his rookies out of the way. Yeah, we will just hop in. This is a pretty impactful turn to start us off. The oil naturally laid on the track. It is an indefinite oil. Right? Right, Frost? This is one of my favorite checks on this mix. It's a good one. The Rock says, know your damn role. Alright, the Cougar's breaking out early. Zyno going alternate route. The others going for the ideal route. And you can see, obviously, that ideal route is paying off for them. Urak and Rod. Whoa, Rod looking good. Okay, lap 1 of 7 completed. Starting here through the oil. Okay, Ashen in the Toyota. No, in the Cougar. Esteban in the Toyota. TT in the Toyota. And the Toyota is getting outclassed by the Cougars so far. It's a beautiful thing to see. All it takes is one pipe though. And it looks like those cones have gone untouched, so we hopefully won't be having any invisible cone issues. Urak has slid out nonetheless and falls back into 4th. So we do have a Soul Toyota driven by TT refusing to be outclassed by the rest of the field. Starting up on lap 3, going under the tripod, a risky strat. Okay, and we're going to catch some of the rest of the field. I'm going to watch them go through this tricky portion. TT passing up Ashen through it. We'll see if he can find another pass through the cones. No. Zyno struggling to find footing. Poker's a bit of a way back. Epsima in that zipper. And he's putting in work. Epsima making it work on the Aquasonic and making it work here on the zipper quite effectively. Yes, he's currently sitting in 7th place, but he's against a full field of pros, save Wurzel and I think Taco. And we do have some other zippers here, ROG and Copysoft on the zipper, but they're a ways back. And there's Taco in that R6. Meanwhile, Epsima is about at least like a third of a track, or a third of a lap ahead of the rest of those zippers. So doing quite well for himself. He's also hopefully going to be able to skirt right by Pokers here. Nope, not going to be able to do it. Ooh, losing some control on the drop down. We do have a cone that has been tapped. Hopefully not going to be coming into play. And meanwhile, flipping further upfield, we got Ashen holding on to 2nd, Rod 3rd, and TT in the Toyota has emerged. We said the Toyota was outclassed by the Cougar, and yet TT making it happen. Now he is too tight on that turn around the pipe, which does set him a ways back. He's got a couple Cougars challenging him at this point. Oh, and the cone set up. Oh, TT loses a lot of time from that. Unlucky for sure. One of the benefits of being race leader. Am I right? Having to deal with that cone that no one else is going to have to deal with. Well, we did see a lot of the Toyekas actually coming out on Moon Dawn. So I think a number of these Cougar drivers are actually going to be done with pros after this. Correct me if I'm wrong. So they actually felt like Moon Dawn was better. I'm not sure if it was or not. We're going to have more choices still. Now we are on lap 6 of 7, so before we are on the final lap, I'm going to tell y'all how the backfield is doing. Urak at 4th, Pokers 5th, Esteban 6th, ROG and Epsima fighting with the zipper, so Epsima has fallen back on his zipper. Copies off. The zippers are all grouped up, and the two R6s are grouped up in a way of their own, although Wurzel 100 meters out in the lead there. Action has to get a repo on the final lap through that natural oil that doesn't dissipate. And TT and Rod passing through it. TT once again leading the field with the Toyota. Zeph Style in the Cougar. Oh, look at that top speed. I don't think it's going to be enough, and in fact it doesn't matter, like we said, total race time. So let's see how everyone else is doing as they finish up. Pretty normal. Copysoft Epsima headed through the pipeline. Oh. Okay, Epsima. Epsima, he's looking good. He did have some errors that got him grouped back up with those. And actually, we got Wurzel on the R6 finishing right behind those 3 zippers. So maybe the spotlight should have been on Wurzel a little bit more, because Wurzel put in work on that track. Sure, he finished in 10th, but keep it competitive to all 3 of those zippers. Until they start typing. Parry. Yeah, I totally agree. Say in chat. Exactly, Power 8. Just because people are on lower class cars. I noted it. Okay, so I'm going to be very careful here. Exactly. Okay, so I've got both updated. Copysoft currently leading the competition by 4 seconds. TT 8 seconds back. And keep in mind, these are all distances from first place. So this isn't Poker's distance from TT, it's Poker's distance from Copysoft. So, some racers managing to keep it close, but we see huge gaps for some of the other racers. Keep in mind, that does come down to how they have chosen their cars. Sure, Ashen is a full minute behind Copysoft in first, but he's gotten both of his rookies out of the way, and he's used one of his pros. Copysoft, on the other hand, has used an amateur, a semi-pro, and a pro. Urak has used both of his pros, but he's also used a rookie. And also looking at TT, I think we should be headed in soon, but I think we had a DC, so we might be waiting a second. TT has used a rookie, a semi-pro, and a pro, so a pretty balanced field for him. I agree, Lampert. I agree. It's just respectful to your fellow racers, regardless of how they did in that race. Now, as far as people who concern me, definitely worried about Zyno, who has used both of his pros. He did use a rookie. We have Pokers, who has gone through both of his pros as well, but he's keeping it very competitive, and he's used a rookie. We don't really have anyone who's used both pros and hasn't used a rookie yet. So some early decisions, some early commentary that can be made on the current field, but nothing overwhelmingly much. So we should be headed in soon. Okay, we are headed in soon to the Great Silence. So sorry about that, y'all. Bad timing, but I did get back pretty quick. Do have Taco, Ashen in their pros, both in the Toyeka. Epsima, 40 meters back. Oh, Taco, early wreck in the snow. Of course, snow going to have the same grip as anything else. It's not going to be particularly... Now, the ice is a different story. This ice here has a different texture. But, oh, and we actually see Ashen not going for this cut. Who will go for the cut? We had a couple brave racers go for the cut in Division 3, but in Division 2, no one. Come on, ROG. ROG on the mobile. Ah, come on. Everyone's scared of the cut. Okay, I think Taco might have taken the cut. How we doing, Nano? Welcome in. Sorry, I couldn't see all y'all's conversation yet, but I will read it in a little bit. Meantime, Ashley and Taco still dueling it out. Let's see if Taco goes for the cut. It doesn't matter that much, but I am kind of like, come on. Nobody. Okay, so we got Epsima on the Adion. He's doing all right, about 80, 90 meters behind those Toyekas. Esteban in the Bertha Ballin. I don't like to see that car. And Copysop in the Dr. Grudge is keeping it right behind that Bertha Ballin. Now, in the last session, Division 3, we had a couple different names for Bertha Ballin. We came up with Bertha Lawlin. We came up with Bertha Fallin. Bertha Balin could be another one, like bailing out. Yeah, Copysop on the Dr. Grudge, somehow keeping it super competitive with the Bertha. I can't come up with anything else. Just the Bertha. Let's just keep it at Bertha. It doesn't really deserve 2 full titles with this kind of racing. And the Dr. Grudge does find a pass. TT in the RC Sand. Also right up with this Bertha Lawlin. Urak on the Dr. Grudge. And these rookies are really putting in the pressure. I'm sure TT wanted to do better here because RC Sand is also technically a class above. Like on IO, I do believe it's a class above its acclaim rating. So this RC Sand should be looking much more competitive against the Dr. Grudge than it currently is. So I know TT is not very happy about that. He is challenging Copysoft for the pass, but not many laps left to work with. About 2 laps left to go. He's going to be on the inside. Can't find the pass. Okay, eventually does. 120 meters back behind that Adion. Exactly. Grudge got promoted to amateur. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I would expect more competitiveness out of our division, our de facto division leader. Three session wins. I would expect him to be getting more value out of this RC Sand, even though Dr. Grudge is also 1 class above what it normally is. We do have Urak continuing to challenge Esteban, and we got a couple rookies back here who aren't doing as well as our middle field rookies. Poker's Rod, Wurzel, ROG and the Aquasonic not able to find anything at all, and Taco and Ashen still neck and neck. Taco wrecks just as we look at him right into the bar. So Lampert, I had to take out 2 options to make it 10, and so I went down the row and saw who had the lowest overall points, and I took the 2 lowest overall point scores out. Nothing personal. I would have loved to have CopySoft in it. So we do have Epsima in that Adion, and you can see the 1 class difference for Adion as well. Although Toyeka, arguably in its own class, that has been said in the chat, and I think that that's true. But in the meantime, we got TT only about 130 meters back behind that Adion. Eventually brought out some good-looking space on that RC stand. Does finish a couple seconds ahead of the closest Grudge. We've got that Bertha Fallen. And then the Dr. Grudges and the RC Bandits, etc. are going to be finishing up. Okay, so a whole lot of rookies coming out. It looks like a lot of the field has similar philosophies. In Division 3, we didn't necessarily see that. We saw a lot of different ideas being thrown out, but it seems like a very either a hive mind, where people are following the people they find to be standout performers, or they just all prepared similar strategies for today. So we have completed about half of our races. I think we got 1 more race until we reach halfway through our races. I'll go ahead and pull up the standings and such, and as always, going to be very careful about how I do that. I'm going to be present, you know what I mean? I'm going to be present, focused, in the moment. I see that quit button, I say, hold on, we're not quitting, so I'm not pressing that. And we did make it through once more without me fucking up the standings. It's exciting stuff to see. CopySoft still leading our session 6 seconds over TT, our reigning grand champion of Division 2 presently, has 3 wins out of 5 sessions and didn't show up to 2 of the sessions. So it is what it is. We got Urak 9 seconds behind CopySoft. Pokers 18, Ashen 21. And it continues further down the field. Thank you for that follow. Now, in the meantime, you can also take a perusal at the current car list. As we can see, a number of people have finished their rookies entirely. Some people have finished their pros entirely. Some people have actually finished their semi-pros entirely as well. Advanced has barely been broken into, and no one has chosen a second amateur yet either. So we're going to be seeing in the second half of our session, we're going to be seeing a lot of amateur, a lot of advanced. It seems like the Division 2 mentality was to get the extremes out of the way. You got your tracks that you absolutely want to race the pros on. You got your tracks you absolutely want to race the rookies on. And then amateur, advanced, semi-pro, kind of still up in the air for these racers. So we'll see if the strategies start to get diluted, or if they are going to stay concentrated amongst the field. So we've got cars being chosen here. Should be pretty much all locked in at this point. Getting locked in. Thank you, Kilovaris. The voice inside my head, you really captured that really well. The second voice that lives inside my head, you really captured that very well, Kilovaris. Okay, so how are we doing, chat? Has anyone's strategy surprised you, or anybody who you felt like you would do the same thing that they've done so far? Anybody? I will say CopySoft is our current race leader, and he is like next to last in the overall standings. So this is a big moment for CopySoft. I think he's missed 2 or 3 sessions due to IRL things, so his score is artificially low, and we could see him majorly bounce back. He could use this session as a start of his springboard to bounce back. Thank you, Steez. Cheers. Yo, Kippy, welcome in. Okay. The field, a lot of Aquasonics. I see a R6. I see that's not a mouse, right? That's a Bertha Lawlin. Ugh. Yeah. I can't say Bertha Ballin anymore. It has to earn that title back because it has currently lost the title and I'm not giving it back. So a very important part of this track is this booster right there. We see Epsilon nailing it. TT doing pretty good as well. Ashen nailing it. Pokers as well. Front four, copy soft. So this is pretty much the bane of that track, of this track, is that launcher. Of course, we've also got the roulette wheel jump, which can be a bit of a roulette. I think I stole that from Power 8, who said that in Division 3. Shout out. But yeah, let's see. We got Epsima in first with the Toyeka here, but only by a couple meters over our zipper. So he's not feeling too good about that. Bertha all in. Bertha all in on black. I just got there at the casino. I'm putting it all in, and I just lost it all. Is basically how that goes. Okay, TT failing that launch pad. Ashen way on the outside there. It is a very finicky jump, depending on the car, especially. The Aquasonics all pretty grouped up. Of course, the bank vault is also a tricky part. The texture on the ground is a bit weird. Can make you slip slide around a little bit. Wurzel and the Bertha Ballin not putting in work here. Is sitting in 8. He is stuck behind those Aquasonics. Urak on the RC stand, which counts as an amateur in this session, and doing decently well. The Candy Pebbles, also an amateur. They are locked in together, watching out for those poker pieces, and flipping back towards the front. Epsima has managed to somewhat break away from the rest of the field, and I can't even tell what car that is that Ashton is driving. Is that an Addion? I think that's got to be some kind of Addion with the skin. TT on the zipper. 50 meters. Nothing too crazy going on here. Copy soft rod. I guess let's check the launchers. Okay, that one. Ashton's not going to go for the launcher. TT is. Oh, and there's the dreaded roulette wheel jump. Copy soft. Gonna be challenging TT thanks to that. And TT with some more issues. Indeed, Power 8 pokers in his home environment here at the WPT. He is not bluffing, y'all. He is not bluffing. Okay, we got these 3 Aquasonics. This might be the race to watch, I suppose. Admittedly, a bit lost on this track. I think we should. I should take closer count of the overall standings so I can give a little bit more clarity in the commentary. We do have Copysoft, who's leading our session, and where is he? Okay, he is in 4th, doing decently well. I mean, with the R6, he's challenging the zipper. He's doing quite well for himself. This is not a win for TT by any means. Despite TT's 30-meter or so lead over this R6. Meanwhile, Epsima finishing up his race. Ashton going to continue not going for that launcher. Let's see how TT and Copysoft handle it. Bertha Ballin losing to Aquas. And, you know, I just really have to continue to challenge the authenticity of a nickname like Bertha Ballin. Copysoft going for the jump. Okay, and Pokers wins the Aquasonic duel, beating out Esteban as well as Rod. Wurzel 50 meters behind all 3 of these poor Aquasonics. Well, really not poor Aquasonics, very fortunate Aquasonics. RC Sand finishing up just a few seconds behind the Bertha Fallen. Yurak saying, I knew RC Sand was a mistake, but by all means, by all measures, I don't think the RC Sand did that badly on that track right there. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the RC Sand did decently. Of course, it fell back pretty hard compared to the Aquasonics. We're headed to Helios. TT a mere 2 seconds behind Copysoft at this point. Ashen, the only one really keeping it close so far. We can look at that car list once again. I think this should still be the same one. Oh, we got a new one. We got a new one. Honestly, Famous, I can't beat the game. Like, I've tried so many times, and I just can't beat it. Like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm showing. I did download the new one. So, again, the advanced have not really been broken into too much. Looking at our front field, we got Copysoft, who has done one of each class so far. Interesting strategy. TT has done 2 semi-pros, 1 rookie, 1 amateur, 1 pro. So they're pretty closely matched here, Copysoft and TT. We got Ashen, who has done Adion, and then both pros, both rookies. So decently close, but he is 11 seconds back. And both of our front runners have not used a pro yet. They have not used their second pro yet. Epsima and Pokers as well. Epsima getting through both of his semi-pros, and Pokers has used both of his pros, both of his rookies. Yeah, no, when I was growing up, I legit couldn't beat the game. I said this before, but I didn't have a memory card, and no one around me like knew what a memory card was during these times. And so I would just play, and I would get through like a couple classes, and I'd be like, all right, well, I gotta go to bed, so I'll start back at rookies tomorrow. Okay, early wreck. Indeed, that extra rookie. Good point, good point. So we do have Copysoft showing off that Cougar here on Helios. This is when he has decided to bring out his second pro. Wurzel keeping it very close in the zipper. Urak in the Adion. Epsima in the Humma. Ha ha ha! Really messing up Urak there. TT in the R6. And this wall ride is going to be telling. It looks like the R6 is pretty good at it. Ooh, Adion failing out. Wurzel. What if that was my excuse? Sorry guys, no space on my computer to save. Another important part of the track that we just passed was the stairwell versus the ramp. You can take the ramp on the outside and slower but safer, or you can go for the stairs, which we saw some people going for. Wurzel dueling it out with Urak, and oh, they're both going to be bailing out somewhat. TT taking advantage of 2 spots there in that R6, only an advanced car. It does get passed back up by the semi-pro driven by Urak. ROG nearby. ROG in the R6. Wurzel the zipper. Esteban in the R6. Ashen in the R6 as well. A lot of the R6 is coming out. And where... I'm asking myself again, where is Copysoft? Indeed, first place with the Cougar, only by 50 meters though. And that last place Bertha. Oof. Okay, Copysoft not getting the advantage he wanted with this Cougar for sure. And Epsima has got to be feeling pretty good. He's going to be moving up in the time rankings following this race, as long as he can do these next few laps as well as he's done the first few. Noting that the Humma doesn't really want to go for the wall ride, it seems, which sucks because the wall ride is quite effective. You can see most cars going for it. TT keeping it competitive to these semi-pros. And indeed, Ashen does need to catch up to TT. They are on equal class cars, but we see TT is quite a ways ahead of Ashen. Ashen behind two other R6s as well. Let's see how he handles this area. He does take the ramp on the outside, the safer route. CC in the meantime holding on to 5th place, keeping it only 15 meters behind that Adion. Yeah, TT is really thriving here on Helios. And I will note, Helios has been a super mainstay at the RVA. As someone who raced in RVA a lot previously, we were on this track 24/7. So seeing TT execute well on Helios, not particularly surprising. He does go on the inside route, takes the stairs, super sending it, just full sending it, and he is executing flawlessly. In the meantime, Pokers and Epsima about 100 meters in total ahead of Urak here. Nothing too much to say there. Pokers is doing decently, right? I mean, Pokers is one of those players. He's up there with Epsima, competing for top positions, and he is performing well on Helios as they begin their final lap. Epsima has fallen down to 130 meters behind that Cougar driven by Copysoft, so Copysoft's pick is starting to pay off. We can see Epsima taking the polar opposite of TT's strategy. Pokers wrecking on that diagonal cut. Urak going to be very thankful for that. Yeah, Power 8. Yeah, we really got good at those 20 tracks. Okay, and Pokers and Urak continue to fight it out. I guess as is deserved, all eyes on TT here as he goes through the final turns of Helios, making it work on the R6. He did fall back behind those amateurs a pretty good distance by the end of it, but I mean, on the R6, really making it work still. Passed up Wurzel, who is also in a semi-pro. ROG Ashen did pass up Esteban, but he is a pretty far ways back behind TT. And that has ended, so let me go back to the lobby. Wow, so TT 26 seconds behind Copysoft at this point, despite a strong performance on the R6. Of course, that's the difference of the R6 versus the Cougar being thrown out on Helios. We are going to have an updated car list soon. In fact, we just got it, so that's going to be coming at y'all right now. Okay, and we see TT still has one pro left to go. Copysoft is going to be left with just semi-pro, advanced, amateur, and rookie. He's still got a rookie left to go through, but TT does as well. So never mind on that. Just the difference of one semi-pro versus one pro between TT and Copysoft. So wow, okay, interesting. It could be Copysoft very well winning this session. Epsima has got, he's used both of his semi-pros, both of his pros. So he's going to be defending third against these other racers. Ashen has, he's still got a semi-pro over Epsima. And Epsima has a rookie, whereas Ashen does not have any rookies left to go. So Ashen is going to be challenging third heavy. Pokers, in the meantime, has got an amateur, 2 advanced, and a semi-pro to go through. Urak has got an amateur, 2 advanced, and 1 semi-pro. So I assume that we are hopping in shortly. Joel, welcome in. It can still be close. I agree. It could definitely be close, but it looks like Copysoft is attempting to run away with this session so far. Looking at other people, we've got Rod. He's got a bit of a gap there on Urak. Rod and Wurzel with almost the exact same time. Wurzel's still got a pro that he can go through. Rod does as well. Wurzel has one rookie left, whereas Rod doesn't have any. Okay. It's going to be tricky. Home 2 is up next, followed by Home 2, Subway 2, Radioactive Garden, and Toy World 3 to finish us out. Love Rayman. I love Rayman. Nice. Yep, this is track 12. According to the mix, this is on the Rayman OST. And the car picks are coming in hot. We had a lot of Pangut CCs on this track in Division 3. Here in Division 2, we've only got Pokers and Epsima on the Pangut CC. We've got Rod on Toyeka. TT on Cougar pulling out his pro. We'll have to see. Once TT finishes his pros and Copysoft uses his Addion, we'll have to see just how close TT and Copysoft are. Esteban going for the Cougar. Wurzel on that Sprinter XL. ROG on a Cougar as well. A whole lot of pros and semi-pros. Having a little bit of downtime here, but we should be hopping in shortly. And wow, I actually thought that Pangut CC was a semi-pro car because I don't know why actually, but it is advanced, and so I'm really surprised to be seeing the Bertha Ballins coming out. What would y'all choose for your advanced cars? I'm thinking at Pangut CC, and I'm thinking R6. I don't think I would choose Bertha Lawlin. I know I should have definitely not have thought that Pangut CC is a semi-pro. And Bender is a rookie. Okay. So I'm surprised at the lack of Benders for the rookie choices as well. R6 Turbo for sure, and then choose between Pangut CC and Bertha. I think you're right there. Important initial turn here, setting up for the vent. Urak is leading the field. Rod manages to get by all the rest. And he is going to skirt by Urak. Not going to impact him too deeply. Copysoft nearby in the Addion. ROG passing and TT on the Cougars. Now, keep in mind, TT has to get 25 seconds worth of time against a Copysoft if he wants to win this session. So he's really got to be fully tuned in and turned on. Not like that. Meantime, ROD in first with the Toyeka. ROG with the Cougar. Thank you, PS2. Shout out. Cheers, my man. Urak, Esteban, Copysoft as we head into lap 3 of 9. two different car classes, semi-pro and pro. Urak definitely doesn't want Esteban to get around him, but it is inevitable, and it could be quite detrimental. Urak really goes for the head-to-head there against Esteban, and Urak does win out, but guess what? Esteban is right there, back on the fenders once again. Yeah, Esteban indeed losing time through this portion. He really hopes that he can get around these semi-pros. Okay. He eventually does. We've got TT, 35-meter lead on all the other pros. Now he does potentially overshoot that a bit, but all good, all good. Esteban's broken away from the semis. Copysoft, Urak, and we got our first of the advanced cars here, driven by Epsima with the Penga TC. Pokers in the Penga TC as well. They're dueling it out. Pokers is one of our top overall drivers right now in this session. And they are keeping it not close enough, I think. 100 meters back behind the semi-pros. Ashen in the Aquasonic, and he is only 45 meters back behind the Penga TCs. So I don't know how well the Penga TC is playing off either. Wurzel, 90 meters back in the Sprinter XL. Very cool Sprinter XL skin, I will add. Okay. And TT, I was just going to make a comment on how it was like TT was TTing this, but does have a minor vent wreck. A little distraction there with a lapping car. And as we flip from TT to Copysoft here, I believe Copysoft was around 4th. He's now 5th. Copysoft is keeping it competitive, y'all. He really is. He's broken away from Urak in the zipper, so he's really just got a lot of land in front of him to work with. Epsima and Poker is still fighting it out. Wow, TT 20 seconds over Copysoft. That estimate is way above what I was expecting. So let's see, TT starting a new lap, and then I'm gonna check back in on. So it's just starting a new lap. We got Copysoft. Yeah, he's about halfway through, right? Like 15, 20 seconds. You might be right. Maybe closer to 15, but you're right. Yeah, that's actually a good amount of time for TT earning back against Copysoft here. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they're going to be pretty locked in here once they finish this semi-pro versus pro. Like they're kind of on the same classes all the way through for these last 3 races after that. Hey, cheers, Kippy. I guess I missed it, my man. I apologize for that. Thank you so much for the support. You are noted. Another contribution to the prize pool. Okay, Copysoft finishing it up. Let's see the times. Yeah, like what, 19 seconds? Oh, wow. Okay. Epsima finishing ahead of Pokers as far as the Penga TCs go. 19 seconds indeed. Ashen finishing out in the Aqua. And we're going to have a little bit of time here before Wurzel close out in the Sprinter. Okay. Shout out Indigo. Copysoft with the 6-second lead. We got 3 tracks left to go. And this is where things really start to come into clarity as far as trying to make predictions. Now I'm going to be so careful. I didn't update yet. New scores coming in, please. Okay, there it is. 7-second lead for TT or for Copysoft over TT. Meanwhile, Urak and Epsima 50 seconds back. Pokers 1 minute back. So actually, the fight for third is very much on, y'all. 49 seconds, 50 seconds, 1 minute, 1 minute 3 seconds, and 1 minute 3.998, and 1 minute 4.565. So Urak, Epsima, very close, and then 10 seconds gap, and then Poker's Rod, Ashen. So lots left up on the field, left to play. We got Subway 2, we got Radioactive Garden, we got Toy World 3. I've got a new car list coming at y'all. Oh. Give me just a moment. No. I'm sorry. I'm blocking their times a little bit with our card chart here. We've got Wurzel and ROG closely matched as well. I'm gonna pull it back up in just a second, gamer. But so here we go. We got TT and Copysoft. They each have 1 rookie, 1 amateur, and 1 advanced left to go. Oh, now talk about a closely matched last 3 races. That's going to be a crazy finale. Now, as far as Urak and Epsima go, Urak has 2 advanced and 1 amateur. Epsima has 1 rookie, 1 amateur, and 1 advanced. So, Urak looking good in that. But we've also got Poker's Rod and Ashen who are close by. Poker's has 1-1-1, amateur, advanced, semi-pro. Rod has 1-1-1, and Ashen has 1-1-1. So a whole lot of 1-1-1s coming out. Don't worry, I do hear the racing. We are hopping straight in. I was going to try to get you all the next car list up, but we should be hopping in, definitely, so no complaints there. A number of different car classes being represented. It looks like some people mostly choosing to go with the lower classes here. We got Candy Pebbles, we got some Panga TCs, a good amount of Candy Pebbles. We got a couple rookies. Now keep in mind, I did have to let y'all know I messed up. I have the old version of Subway still. I didn't remove it from my local folder, and it has a conflict, and I couldn't leave because of the standings. So there you go. There's the explanation. Sorry about that. Those boxes do not actually exist, so act like they don't. In the meantime, ROG in the Toyeka trying to put in some last-minute work here. Oh yeah, Taco and Zyno did both lead. Yeah, a little bit awkward, but your eyes are deceiving you. Oh, and a tight turn there. Rod and Urak both nailing it, but looked pretty risky there for a second. Urak on the inside turnstile, looking good, trying to make up some lost time against Rod, and the Panga TC looks very well matched here on this track. I think this is a win for Urak. As far as strategy goes, keep in mind this is a strategy session, so it's not just racing but also how you use the strategy, and I think this is a total dub for Urak. We see Rod losing control at the very end of that very wide drop down turn. We've got a Rog in the Toyeka not able to make it to 100 meters away from the from the advanced car yet, so very good, boding very well for Urak here at the end of Subway 2. So Copysoft and TT both have 1 advanced, 1 amateur, and 1 semi-pro left. And in this race, they went with Copysoft going with the Panga TC and an advanced car, and Ashen going with Candy Pebbles, an amateur car, so the lowest class that he could go with here that he has left. And out of the Candy Pebbles, there are a couple drivers doing better than him, but oh my god, TT keeping it only 60 meters behind a Zipper and a Panga TC, and he's using a rookie. This is outstanding for... wait, am I looking at the wrong thing? Am I getting trolled again? Is this a real sprinter? This is a sprinter. Okay, I always get messed up. People drive like the LA 64 or whatever. It throws me off. All right. So we do. He is literally driving a Sprinter XL. He's driving it so well. He made me look at his to see if him cheating. Anyways, we have Wurzel finally emerging from the backfield in that Cougar here, headed into lap 4 of 4. Urak on the Panga TC, doing very well for himself, sitting in 3rd place. Rod with the zipper. And TT has fallen back to about 120 meters behind, but he's racing on a rookie. Copysoft on the advanced. So this is a pretty massive, I would say this is a massive deal for TT. We'll see if he can finish it off that way. He's beating Ashen in the Candy Pebbles, and he's also beating he's beating 3 Candy Pebbles in total. And also beating Epsima in the RC Bandit. Okay, so keep in mind, TT and Copysoft are 7 seconds away from each other here in our final 3 races. And they have the same car classes remaining, I do believe. We'll check back in once they finish their final lap here. Shout out to Famous. Very cool, dude. I like that strategy. You can't beat me if I just refuse to race. Rod, ooh. Okay. TT still holding on. It does look like he may lose 1 position to this Candy Pebbles here by the end of it, but still keeping it, beating a number of car classes above him, not just amateur, but also beating an advanced car, I think. No, not quite. But it was close. It was definitely close. Not by the end of it. Don't get me wrong. It was like a 100 some meters by the end of it. So. Okay, so we got 2 tracks left to go. I'm going to go ahead and get the car list updated for y'all right now. Give me just a moment here. These are both old. They're not updated yet. Okay, the cars should be updated for y'all at this point. And let me get the times now as well. Okay, TT is 20 seconds behind Copysoft. Copysoft has a rookie to get through and is out of advanced cars, whereas TT still has an advanced, and they both have an amateur to get through as well. There are 2 tracks remaining. The first is going to be Radioactive Garden, and the next and final track will be Toy World 3 to finish us off. Ashen is falling back indeed. And Ashen has still got an advanced and semi-pro. He might be able to catch a couple people. Like we said, Rod, Epsima, Pokers, Ashen were all tightly matched. As far as Urak goes, Urak has an amateur and advanced left to go. He's, I think, mostly going to be going defensively against this field. Rod has an amateur and advanced. A lot of people with an amateur and advanced left. Epsima has an amateur and an advanced left. Pokers has an advanced and a semi-pro. So Pokers actually is one of the few with a semi-pro out of this midfield group. Ashen also has a semi-pro left. So Ashen and Pokers they're going to have 1 race with semi-pro, and they don't have to do amateur, whereas Urak Rod and Epsma do have to get through an amateur. So a little bit of trickiness here. I think what we're going to see is things continue to heat up for the final race. We're headed into Radioactive Garden here shortly, and to show you all the cars, oh, we are loading in right now. Okay, Radioactive Garden, we've got TT on Aquasonic, and we've got Copysoft on Aquasonic, so they're both getting their amateur car out of the way. We've got a couple Bertha Lawlins, a couple cars taking a dip. We've got an RC Bandit. We've got an RC Sand driven by Rod. Copysoft early wreck. The urn section, nailing that. Another tricky jump up ahead. And some more straightforward stuff here to finish this off. Some worrisome bumps, but the slower cars shouldn't be struggling with that too much, especially a car like the Aquasonic. TT in the meantime holding out. Borka Bolin. It's got to be renamed to something. Epsma, however, leading in that Bertha Bolin. Rod, RC San, which is an amateur class car here in this event today. Typically advanced if you're going by the IO rating. So he's staying quite competitive. Wurzel in the Addion, using up his semi-pro. And we got Ashen saving his semi-pro for Toy World 3. And we had one other person, Pokers. Pokers is using his advanced car, the R6, and he's going to be on a semi-pro on Toy World 3 as well. So they're going to be evenly matched further back field. We've got Urak using his amateur. He's going to be headed to advanced. Okay, so enough analysis for now over the overall strategy. We can tune into some of the racing. Copysoft keeping it very competitive with TT. Rod staying evenly matched against these Aquasonics in the RC Sand. And in the next track, I do believe it's going to be TT in an advanced car, or maybe even a semi-pro. I think it will be TT in a semi-pro and Copysoft in an amateur. Correct me if I'm wrong. With them, if they finish it out, they are only on lap 5 of 10, but if they finish it out like this, it's going to be quite a debacle as we head into Toy World 3. Okay, it's been tough to keep track of everything, but I've been really tuned into this race, so I'm glad that we've been able to keep everything straight here. Epsma and Wurzel. I think Copysoft got through both of his rookies. So Wurzel has managed to find first place in that Addion. And we'll also have the points predictions coming out. Very unfortunate that that Copysoft wasn't in the predictions. He just didn't have the points for me to be able to put him. Oh, Urat getting knocked off. TT and Copysoft. And what a poetic situation we find ourselves in. The two overall leaders who have been neck and neck, who are headed into a very tumultuous Toy World 3, are neck and neck right here on Radioactive Garden, fighting it out. Oh, if it's an advanced and rookie, that would be even crazier. I guess we will see. So some other racers to keep in mind. Urak trying to defend fourth currently, I do believe. And I forget who exactly is in our third place right now. They're like 45 seconds behind Copysoft overall. We'll have plenty of time to check before we head into Toy World 3 to get everything straightened out and in order. We do have about a lap and a half here of Radioactive Garden left to go. Is Urak in third? Right. Let's see how Urak is doing. Decent with that Aquasonic. Pretty decent. The Bertha Ballins have made their way into 4th, 5th by the final lap. And a wreck from Copysop. Oh my, that's certainly going to heighten tensions, as he has fallen a bit of a ways back behind TT, almost knocked into the urns as well. He does emerge. He's trying to get past these pesky pollens, these Pertha pollens, and he does get by one. Bertha is indeed pollen. Very well said, Dari. I guess this could be considered a garden. I see there are flowers at some points. It's interesting, all the urns. The urn section for sure is an interesting section. Okay, so let's head into. Let's make sure everybody's done. Okay. Gordon. Nice. Okay, let's get everything in order here. Famous saying TT wins. We'll certainly see if that's the case very shortly. I'm pulling up all the information for y'all right now so we can show it all at one time. And it is TT, 18.5 seconds behind Copysoft. Copysoft, y'all were right. It is a rookie. So sorry for misleading y'all. It is a rookie versus an advanced. I was wrong on both accounts. But Powerade was too, because he said he thought I was right. So honestly, blame Powerade for that one. It's on his hands at this point. In the meantime, we've got Urak, who has got one advance left. He's defending 13 seconds against Rod, who also is driving an advanced. Epsima, who is also, he's in an amateur, actually. And Pokers is in a semi-pro, and Ashen is in a semi-pro. So Pokers versus Ashen is very much a battle. Pokers and Ashen both going to be aiming to pass Epsima with their semi-pro versus amateur. And hell, they might even be able to beat Rod, who's racing in an advanced. They're about 17 seconds and 20 seconds behind Rod, respectively. So yeah, I guess let's hop into it. Am I right? Because oh my, this is heating up. As I'll show you all the bottom as well. Those two have dropped out, so it is ROG trying to catch, Esteban trying to catch as well. So this is going to be a super tight race. TT on advanced versus Copysoft on amateur. And I have given the signal that we're ready to go. So we got a number of races to be watching out for here in Toy World 3. TT versus Copysoft. Advanced versus Rookie. We've also got Ashen and Pokers in the semi-pro, chasing down Epsima in the amateur, and chasing down Rod in the advanced. We are headed straight into Toy World 3. Esteban, Rod, Ashen. Yeah, I would have loved to have another prediction, but can't do it. Okay, so keep in mind, TT versus Copysoft. TT in the Panga TC, not able to come up with too much luck so far. But it is Copysoft in the RC Bandit. A bit of a ways back already. And he does have TT in his vision. Okay, already lap 2 of 6. This race is getting away from me already. Ashen and Pokers are dueling it out. Now keep in mind, these are 3 seconds apart from each other in overall race time as we head into the final track. They're both on the zipper and they are both duking it out. They're trying to get about 20 seconds ahead of Rod, and they're also trying to beat Epsima, who is in an amateur car right now. Urak in the R6 being chillin'. Esteban, Adion, he's a bit of a ways back from the field though. Rod in the R6, TT in that Panga TC. Ashton needs to win by 3 seconds on Rod. I'm sorry, on Pokers, I do believe. TT. Oh, and it is Epsima in the Candy Pebbles. Let's see how far away that Candy Pebbles is from Ashton Pokers. Oh, Pokers Rex. Oh, this is the window Ashton needed. Will he hold on to it though? It is the question being asked. Meanwhile, TT not particularly excelling in the Panga TC. We can say that much. He's doing decently well, but not particularly the performance he wanted. He might have just collided with the train as well. And Epsima in the Candy Pebbles passes him up. In the meantime, Copysoft in the RC Bandit. There's a drop down portion, so... And as we see, Copysoft headed up to... Oh, it's not that much time. It's really not that much, chat. Big group here. Ashley collides with the toy box out of nowhere. What is he doing? Oh my. And we've got Pokers out in the lead, but Pokers seems to have been having some trouble through that 1-2 tight turn. R6 by Rod, trying to put some pressure on Pokers. Hey. Copysoft. The prediction for Copysoft win out in the chat. In the meantime, Pokers looks to be locking down, I think, 4th place so far, unless Ashley can come up with something. In the meantime, TT just passed the drop down. Let's see where Copysoft is at. And now he passes the drop down. Wow, Copysoft is keeping it so competitive in this RC Bandit. Let's take a look at how he's doing it. Actually, let's look at TT first, because we got some specific parts of this track that is Toy World 3 that are quite tricky. So he does handle that with ease, and let's see how Copysoft does it. Okay. Headed back to TT. Another jump, but he's got low speed there. In Division 3, we saw a lot of the pros being saved for this track. Not the case here for Division 2, so they don't have to worry about things like that. Copysoft not going to go. Oh, lap traffic! It wasn't lap traffic, but it was a collision there with ROG, who collided with the train. So lap trainfic gonna catch him off guard there. That might be exactly what TT needed, as he is headed to lap 6 of 6. Rog has passed back up on Copysoft. We'll see if he causes any more havoc. Otherwise, this could be a dub for Copysoft. In the meantime, Pokers is just a little bit ahead of Ashen. Ashen needs to win by 3 seconds. They're running out of time here. It looks like a Pokers dub. And how far ahead are they of some of these other competitors? Epsima. Wow, Epsima and the Candy Pebbles keeping it super competitive. And TT finishes up his race, 4:48. Epsima and the Candy Pebbles with a 4:50. Wow, nice work by that Candy Pebbles. Wurzel locking in a 4:56. And here's Copysoft scooting in with 5 even. Oh my. Okay, let's check out the final positions there. All right, let's get you all the official upload here so you can see exactly. No more guesswork. This is the end. And we've got our last update here for Division 2. It is Copysoft winning by 6 seconds over TT. Congratulations, and Copysoft is in the chat. Congratulations, Copy, with a huge W, dethroning TT. And Lampert wanted to put his channel points in on you, but he couldn't. Now, since Copysoft won this, all of y'all are going to get your channel points refunded. Now, I hate to tell you this, Copysoft, but I couldn't put you in the channel points betting because you were too low on the overall scores rating because you've missed so many sessions. So with a huge W here, you're going to be getting yourself on those channel points predictions, and you won't have to worry about getting left out of them anymore with a huge 25 pointer in your pocket. Huge congratulations to Copysoft. TT has got to be feeling very happy about this as well, though. He has had his first non-first place at a session that he showed up to, but second place in 20 points. Nothing to scoff at for sure. Urak did manage to find third, but we see Epsima, who was, I think, fourth place headed in. He ends up in seventh. Rod passed him up, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, he might have been fifth. But either way, Pokers and Ashen both passed him up. Pokers getting pretty close to passing Rod as well. But Rod locks down fourth place. Congratulations to Rod. I know he had a bit of a slow start in the RVRL Division 2 as well. So definitely heightening his game there with a fourth place finish. Congratulations, Rod. Pokers, nothing to scoff at, fifth place as well. Of course, Urak, who has been in the chat, he's got to be happy with the third place. So really interesting field here. Super not making it to the session, and we see a bit of a switch up in the standings. Ashen with not able to pass up Pokers by the end of that. Middle of the field performance. Epsima drove out of his mind on the Candy Pebbles, but just having an amateur left, he really got pushed back in the time. Wurzel not able to find much, along with ROG and Esteban. Taco and Zino both dropping out. Urak agreeing, definitely more than happy with third place. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Congratulations once again. And we'll see you with Division 1 tomorrow at 3 my time, 19 UTC, y'all's time. And we'll have the Revolt Endurance Championship, which starts around 1845 with the official race starting at 1930. So we'll see those overall standings get updated. In fact, they might be able to get updated right now. They are getting updated right now. So stick around, y'all. If you want to see the overall point standings for the drivers in Division 2, now that we have finished the strategy session, stick around for just a moment longer. In the meantime, I'm going to refund all of y'all's prediction points because someone won who was not on the list. So instead of sending all of y'all's points into the void, I'm going to be much smarter with them this time, and I'm just going to delete and return the points. And we'll be pulling up the final standings just in a moment here. Shout out to whoever's filling in the points. I assume it's Nick. Not sure though. So these points are currently out of order a bit, but I can go ahead and show them anyways. We've got TT moving back into first over Super. We've got Ashen in third with 80. Taco and Epsima tied in fourth. Copysoft. Copysoft has missed 3 of his sessions. Okay, and we've got the all the points have been fixed there. So Copysoft jumping up into 7th place with a 25-pointer there. Tied with Wurzel for 6th. We've got Taco and Epsima tied as well with 59. We've got Pokers and Urak tied as well with 48. So, wow. First, second, third may be a bit of a ways away from most of the competition, but 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th all have their own individual duels going on. 12th, 13th, although Marquito not racing anymore, so Esteban not going to be tied once he shows up to the next race. But we got ties all the way down the field. Taco and Epsima, Wurzel and Copysoft, Pokers and Urak, Rog and Rod. So definitely some action to stay tuned into. It's going to be every Friday at 19 UTC. So thank y'all again for being here. Super missing his first session of the entire series. So we got 4 series left to go. TT can miss 1, Super can miss 2, Ashen can miss 3. And yeah, so on and so forth. The people in hot water are Zino and Copysoft. Can't afford to miss any more, and Vasowski has missed a 4th. So he's already going to have a big goose egg sitting on his overall total, regardless of how well he does in the remaining 4. So there is a very thorough points update for y'all. And be sure to check out Division 1 tomorrow. And if you're an endurance head, you love endurance, we got the Endurance Championship every Sunday for at least the next 4 weeks. Cheers.